Come with me, Jake Turner, as I travel the back roads talking with corn and soybean experts about best practices in pest control, ag issues, and how growers can get more from every acre. All you need is a minute. In this episode of The Minute, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, this year's host to the Commodity Classic, America's largest farmer-led, farmer-focused trade show. I'm heading to the American Soybean Association booth to talk with Eric Maupin, ASA National Board Member, and Steve Wellman, ASA Past Board President. Steve, Eric, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
So here at Commodity Classic, what message does ASA have for its membership, and how are you getting the message out there?
Well, I would say our message is not to our membership. It's a time for our membership to message us. This is a time we come together. Our farmer leaders from all across the nation come and give direction through our policy to our organization as to where we're going to go in the next year.
So speaking of the future, the 2014 Farm Bill is going to have a big impact on the future for ASA and its membership. Steve, you testified before Congress about this. Can you tell us about ASA's position?
Sure. The ASA position on the Farm Bill, just like all of our other positions on policy, begin at Commodity Classic, and the ideas that our membership has brought forward to the Classic, and the delegate session takes vets and discusses and mixes it all together, and we come up with policy that's going to lead us forward into the future. And that's how our position from ASA began on the Farm Bill, and I was able to present that on behalf of the American Soybean Association and on behalf of the soybean farmers of the United States to present basically our views of risk management, improving crop insurance, being those two things being the key to any farm bill that move forward, and then along with our positions on trade development, research, infrastructure, biodiesel. I mean, there's a lot of things in the Farm Bill that really lead to a successful agriculture and being able to provide the food that's necessary for not only the consumers in the United States, but worldwide.
You know, with the population growing like it is, what's ASA doing in light of the Farm Bill to promote international trade for soybeans and soy products?
Well, the American Soybean Association has been involved with international marketing for almost 60 years and started in Japan and has grown from there. And in 2012, we celebrated 30 years of presence in China. And it took 13 years of developmental work in China before we exported the first U.S. soybean into that country. And now they're the largest purchaser of U.S. soybeans and the largest buyer of soybeans in the world. And so to be proactive and the farmers that were involved at that point in time to have the foresight to see that was a market that could be a great dividend to U.S. farmers, I think it's a great tribute to them to see that. And it's been a great work that ASA, along with the United Soybean Export Council now and the United Soybean Board, the funding that's all involved in the partnership that takes place there to develop those markets and keep those markets. It's very, very valuable to soybean farmers.
And Jake, I just want to, in case any of our viewers aren't directly tied to agriculture, for them to understand the importance of a world market. In 2012, we exported $135 billion worth of agricultural products, with soybeans being number one. And every $1 billion that we export, it creates over 8,000 jobs. So it's not only important to our industry and vital to our survival, but it's important to the United States economy. And I think that's something we need to point out.
And you can't really talk about trade without also discussing transportation and infrastructure. What's ASA's position on infrastructure at this point?
Well, I mean, that's our competitive edge in this country. We've got a lot of competitors at other countries that raise soybeans, but anytime you buy something, whether our viewers go to Walmart, they want to be able to be reassured that they can get that same product the next time they need it. And in the United States, we have an infrastructure right now that can move our product, whether it be by rail, truck, or waterway, across this country to get it to those other countries that are wanting to purchase that product. And so our infrastructure is very important, not only moving our product, but with our relationship with our foreign buyers.
And speaking about relationships going forward, FMC has a great relationship with ASA. What would you say about the importance of members and people who are not members yet but are soybean growers for ASA? Why is it so important for them to get involved?
Well, membership is the foundation of the American Soybean Association. Policy is the focus. and leadership development is the future. And one key thing amongst all that is people and relationships. And it begins with people becoming members of ASA, maybe going out and recruiting new members, maybe getting involved at the state level or national level as a director or giving input as we start to develop the policy that we move forward and we advocate for on behalf of the soybean farmers. And then developing new leaders and having youngsters and young people that haven't been involved yet participate in leadership development and really be the key to moving forward from here.
Eric, FMC was proud to partner with ASA and Nature's to mix with Capture for the soy booster field trials. Can you tell us a little about the trials and the results?
Well, we appreciate the partnership, and you know, for us to be sustainable in agriculture, we need your products. You know, Capture's an old hat. We've been using it for a long time. We knew it worked, but we did a trial with y'all and Nature's. 128 farmers in 16 states did the same repetitive trials and checks, and 75% of those proved a yield bump. And so it's so important that we work in those partnerships to keep agriculture moving in the right direction.
Well, we've heard your message, and we really do appreciate you taking the time to give it to us. Thanks so much, Steve.
Thank you, Jake.
Eric.
Thank you.
As Steve and Eric told us, getting active is very important. Whether you're a partner like FMC or an individual soybean grower, getting active at the state level, your involvement helps drive ASA not only for now, but for the future. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of The Minute. Remember to be safe out there, and I'll see you down the road when you have a minute.